What does it mean to hit rock bottom? Let's think about it. Let's talk about what rock bottom means. It's usually when someone's at their lowest point, lowest of the low. It can come after losing a job, losing a loved one, losing a spouse. It can be something that maybe not everyone thinks about. Not getting a job, not getting a house, not getting a spouse. Many things that make many of us hit rock bottom. And because we're not all the same physically or mentally, different things take us there. What may be nothing to me, to someone else, it may mean the entire world. It may make their world come crumbling down and hit rock bottom. And it may make someone like me think, well, you upset about that? You're sad about that. But on the other side, that person, they put a lot of time, energy, and effort into these things that make them hit rock bottom. And when we're at rock bottom, what do we tend to do? Abuse opioids, abuse alcohol. We disconnect from our family, our friends. We may enter a downward spiral because one domino, it gets knocked over, and the effects get bigger, 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 bigger. And our mental health starts to deteriorate as well. We start to question things like, am I not good enough? Why didn't I get this position? Why didn't she want to go out on a date with me? Why didn't I get everything that I wanted? Why didn't I get the house that I wanted? Is my credit not good enough? It's never going to get any better. So what we rationalize to make up for our feelings that are hurt, we drink more. We may go from smoking 1 or 2 cigarettes to smoking 5 a day. We may not answer phone calls from family or friends or people who want to support us. We may be late to work. We may call out from work. And we start to miss time from work. We start to miss time with family and friends. And people notice these things, but they don't really realize that we're at a rock bottom. Because once again, what may be rock bottom, what may be important to you, it isn't going to be important to everyone else in the world. And that goes into someone hitting a rock bottom as well. Because by nature, we're selfish people. I don't care who you are. We're all selfish. I'm dealing with this problem. Why doesn't everyone care? Why doesn't everyone stop what they're doing and just give me what I want? Because that'll make me feel better. But they don't. People go on with their lives. People are still happy. We go on social media and we see other people living their lives as if nothing is wrong. And that angers us as well, because if I'm hurt, if I'm sad, everyone else should be sad as well. Why are you happy posting on Facebook when I just lost my best friend? Or my mother passed away? Or I got fired from my job? Why are you happy? We hit a rock bottom. And to compensate for our hurt feelings, we'll pick up a bottle, we'll drink, we'll smoke more. And as our mental health deteriorates, we start to rationalize things that we normally wouldn't. I should just quit my job. I should break up with my girlfriend. I should divorce my wife. Nothing's going my way anyway. Why do I need to take a shower today? Why do I need to take my kids to the park? Why should I be nice to my wife today? I'm at the lowest point of my life. I want other people to feel just as bad as I do. And I know I've been there. Why? Because misery loves company. I want everyone to be just as miserable as I am today. You're going to post on Facebook? I'm going to comment that I don't like that. I'm going to go on social media and give all thumbs down today because I want everyone to be just as miserable as me. Misery loves company. And if we can suck the joy out of other people, we would. Because we're at a rock bottom. We're isolating ourselves from the world. And we start to rationalize things that we usually wouldn't. Things start to make sense to us that never would have made sense before. Because when everything was going our way, we thought rationally. This big piece of meat between our ears, known as our brain, it told us the right things to do. It made rational decisions. But as some people hit rock bottom and they turn to substances, it clouds their judgment. Everything becomes hazy. Our thought process, it doesn't work as it's designed. Suddenly, going to work drunk is a good idea. Cheating on your wife is a good idea. Not talking to your close family or friends is a good idea. Because we're at a rock bottom and we don't see a way out. And for those who have pre-existing mental health issues, rationalizing things like suicide starts to make sense. I just lost my job. Nothing's going my way. I might as well kill myself. You know, I did everything right. I tried to do everything in my life right, but nothing seems to go my way. And I've never felt lower than I do in this moment right now. I might as well end it all because it's never going to get better. And those who have severe mental health issues, they may rationalize other things such as homicide. And that's something we rarely talk about. But after every mass shooting, as the media digs into this person's history who committed this act of violence, they see all the warning signs. They post things they usually wouldn't post. They act in ways that they usually wouldn't act toward their family and friends. They isolate themselves. They may go out and purchase a bunch of weapons. And we find all these things out after the act of violence has been committed. And the reason that act of violence has been committed is because if nothing's going my way, I want to take out as many people as I can. I want to make sure everyone has a bad day. Because we're selfish. If nothing's going the way I want it to go, while I'm at my rock bottom point in my life, when I go, I want to take other people out with me. Why is that? How can we rationalize taking someone else's life or taking our own life? Both are permanent solutions to temporary problems. And it's because we may not know what support systems there are around us. We may not know how to get out of this rock bottom moment in our lives. Because we may scratch and claw and grab, but when we're reaching, our hands just keep falling. Every time we get a grip and it seems like we're almost out of our rock bottom, we fall. And why is that? If you're like me, it's because you try to get out of your rock bottom on your own. Because along with being selfish, we're very prideful people. We're very prideful. I was. When I was at my rock bottom point in my life, I was an Army veteran, had a degree, had my own house. I didn't really need anybody for anything in my life. So I tried to figure these things out on my own, like so many people do. What I had to do on one fateful day is reach out to my mental health provider at the VA and say, you know what? Mentally, I'm not feeling the best, and I think that I'm a danger to myself. I wrote a blog about this on my website. In 2017, I was going through a very hard time. And I was at a rock bottom moment in my life. And for the first time ever in my life, I drank when I woke up. And to make matters even worse, it was the holiday season in 2017. I spent Christmas all alone. And I even have a post about it on Facebook. I had a sandwich and chips for dinner, for Christmas dinner. And I think I posted something like, no kids, no regrets, because I don't have any children. And I was at a rock bottom moment in my life. But on the outside, I tried to make everything seem like it was great because of my pride. I didn't want other people to know that I was hurting. But me posting that dinner on Christmas evening of sandwich and chips, that was my warning sign. I thought about committing suicide every single day. Every day during the holiday season. Until I watched a movie called Man Down. And I believe, I never know how to say this name, but Shia LaBeouf, he's the main character in the movie. And he's a military veteran who's having flashbacks, a constant flashback, but it's like his real life. And he was at a rock bottom moment in his life in the movie. And I'm watching this movie, and I'm drinking. And at the end of this movie, they play statistics about veterans who commit suicide and veterans who have problems. And I just broke down in tears. In my rock bottom moment. Broke down in tears, crying. Because I felt the pain that his character played in that movie. I was going through it in that moment in my life in 2017. In my rock bottom moment. Luckily, the very next day, I had an appointment with my mental health provider. And I told her I need help. That was the moment when I stopped trying to get myself out of my rock bottom moment. And I got help from the resources as they put their hand down for me to grab and pulled me out of my rock bottom. And I'm not afraid to admit, I spent a couple days at the VA hospital here in Decatur. Got my affairs in order, got my mind right. Socialized with other people. I went to group therapy for the first time in my life as a veteran. And it was awesome. It was just what I needed at the time. I have something called Team of Champions. And it's who people you can call when you're experiencing a mental health emergency or when you're in your rock bottom moment in your life. And on one side, I have close family members, friends. Then on the other side, I have professional relationships. So when you're going through a rock bottom moment, who can you call? Can you call your mom? Can you call your dad? Can you call your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle. And on the professional side, can you call your boss, an employee? Can you call a housemate or a roommate? Can you call a mentor? And then you have to ask yourself when you're in your rock bottom, what role do these people play in my life? If I call a brother or a sister, are they going to help me and counsel me through my rock bottom situation? Or are they going to make my mental health even worse by just saying, hey, here's a beer. Let's just drink it away. Are they going to hand you a joint to smoke and just hope that you can smoke your problem away? Or are they going to have that hard conversation with you and say, why don't we talk to a professional about what you're dealing with? When I seeked help, it was the best decision that I ever made, because I was at my rock bottom moment and I was justifying suicide. The drunker I got each day, the more courage I gave myself to do it. I had a plan to do it. I just didn't have a date. I think the only thing that saves me is I believe in going to heaven. And I am a firm believer of if you commit suicide, then you won't go. That's my personal belief. It doesn't have to be yours. And that's what saved me. My faith. That's the only reason I didn't commit suicide in the winter of 2017. Then I reached out to my resources that were around me, and slowly but surely, with the help of someone else who lent a hand down to me while I was at my lowest point in my life, they were able to pull me up. And from that point, I rebounded and had a great 2018, an awesome 2018. That's a tool to come out of your rock bottom. Look at your team of champions. Who can you call when you're at a rock bottom in your life? What can you do? More than likely, you didn't get to a rock bottom point in your life on your own. And you definitely don't have to come out of it on your own. Because we all have rock bottoms, including myself, it probably won't be the first rock bottom that I ever hit. But now I know what to do when I'm thinking about committing suicide in the future, because I still do battle with mental health issues. But justifying suicide, justifying homicide, and these irrational thoughts that we have when we're at a rock bottom are all permanent solutions to temporary problems. But together with a team of champions and a great network, we can all come out of that rock bottom. But it takes help. We can't do it on our own. We can't keep trying to climb out on our own, because we'll keep slipping. Because just like this wall, there's nothing to grab onto. You can try all day, but there's nothing to grab onto. So reach your hand out for help, because someone in your life will definitely be there to extend a hand and bring you out.